Everyone, welcome to this video. Today we will be exploring a crucial aspects of a cybersecurity, that is password cracking. By the end of this session, you will be having a solid understanding of what is password cracking, why it is significant, and the various methods to crack the password. You will be understanding just after the session, and we will be trying our best to be as much as legal possible for us, and will not try to break any rules, and we'll be learning this in a very much detail. So first of all, this what I have written here, like what is password cracking. So basically the password cracking is a process of recovering password from the data that has been stored or transmitted by the computer system. It is often used by cybersecurity professionals to test the strength of the password and to identify the vulnerabilities in the system. However, it's a method to exploit by attackers to gain unauthorized access over any system also, and that's how the password cracking is working. It's like let's assume if you forgot the password of your HTTP server or HTTP server, whatever server you are running over the internet, and you need to log in, and it's very much important, then you will be looking for some password cracking technique. Similar to that, there is some attacker there, they will be also looking for the same way to get into the password, get off your password. So that's why it's malicious also, and it's genuine also. So for both aspects we need password cracking. So the password cracking is very much an important for cyber security professionals. It's important, if you are working as a ethical hacker in any company, and the company is in a trouble of forgetting their password, it's very much important for security professionals to retrieve that nulls. It's important professionals, it's very much important. And the next, it's also very much important for the attackers. And if there is a no attacker, as you know, there is a no need of a defense, so it's also important for attacker and for everyone. Understanding the password, for me and you, like people, it's also important for everyone. It's important to know how a password cracking works, and how the attacker can take control of your password. So you will be getting more ideas regarding that, and that's how you will be protecting yourself over the internet. So it's important for everyone to know how this thing and these stuffs work. So after that, there are few methods for password cracking. First very common method for a password cracking is our brute force attack. I hope you may have heard about brute force attack. This is the very first type of attack. This is a method which basically involves the systematically trying every possible combinations of the correct characters until the correct one is found. So that's how your brute force attack is working. After that, we are having if your password is of a 4 character long and consists only lower cases, a brute force attack would start with is like AAA, it will start, and it will end with ZZZ if it's a 4 character lowercase digits, and in between it will be trying all the combination. I'm coming to the point, like how to make a password list regarding that and all. First, let's start with like what is brute force attack, and after that, like the second type of a password attack can be like a dictionary attack. So basically in a dictionary attack, instead of trying all the possible combinations, a dictionary attack uses a list of a common password words. Let's assume if you go through a common, so if I go for the common password Indian, what are the Indian common passwords? Similar to that, you can go with any country password. So let me go with this password list. So if I go with, these are the most common Indian password that is available, like Jai Mata Di, Nidhi, Step. So these are the Indian common, like of course 1 2 3. These are the most Indian common password. You can see about all this. And so if you are generating a list of a password to attack at any single time, then that is a different case. But if you are using some set of mid combinations, and instead of trying all the possible combinations, this basically you are having a list of combinations. When you are doing a brute force attack, you are going with all the combinations available. But in a dictionary attack, you are trying all the possible combinations. You are not trying all the possible combinations. You are basically using a list of all common passwords. Similar to that, if you are your attack is something if your attack is international based, or I was just looking for the Indian. If you go with all password common password around the globe, these are the password common password which is around the globe. So that's how this work, and you can load this all passwords in any text format, and then you can utilize tools like John the Ripper, Hashcat, or Hydra to you again access to any particular file or any particular server. So that's how it basically works. So these are the basic common password that is being available for most common users over the internet. So and in a this is the main difference between brute force attack and a dictionary attack. Like in brute force you are using the list all possible combinations, but in a dictionary attacks you are just using the list of a common passwords was like and after that, like for a dictionary attack you will be using John the Ripper. This is the best tool I have ever gone through the for password cracking. And then sometime you can also use Hashcat. I will be coming back like how to use Hashcat in detail. So these are the two tools you will be using for the dictionary attack. Then we are having the third types of a password attack, which is a hybrid attack. Then we are having the third types of attack, which is a hybrid attack. Hybrid attack. So basically in a hybrid attack, it's a combination of both the brute force attack and the dictionary method. Both dictionary and brute force attack is being added here, and its main advantage, like it's effective for password that use common words with slightly notifications, like if there is a password like 123 pass 123, or something like John 4321. So for these types of a combination, hybrid attack is best. Like it is also using half of the brute force and half of the dictionary attack is being used here. So that's why hybrid attack is very much crucial and very much important. After that, the fourth type of a password attack might be the rainbow table attack. So basically, rainbow table uses the permutation table of a hash password to crack the password hashes. Like if a system store a password as a hashes, the attacker compares the hashes to the entries in the rainbow table, and if it finds the match, the password is being cracked here. So for rainbow cracking, we are having off crack. This is the best tool for rainbow cracking. You can also visit GitHub page. Like if you go on, let me go with the GitHub. So if you can download it from, like you can clone this particular tool from a GitHub, and you can use that like a Windows password cracker based on the faster time memory trade of using a Linux version of this tool is also available. So you can go through this tool, and I will be taking a separate session over this particular tools also. Today our main goal is to discuss some of them and try to get some idea regarding all of this. So after that, like I hope till now everyone understood what is the types of a password. Like first we are having brute force, dictionary, hybrid, and then rainbow table. So let's move to the next. What are the password hash? So a password, basically a password hash is one way to encrypt the representation of a password. Like let's assume, let me go with SHA 512 converter. So basically SHA 512 is a algorithm. So if I like five algorithm. So here this is a basic online converter for the password. So it means like whatever password you are putting over the your computer system, that password might be stored. That password might be not be stored in an actual password. Instead, it is being stored in a hash format. So let's assume my password is Thakur, Thakur NJUKTR 123, and this, let's assume it's this is something my password is. So instead of storing this password in this plain text form on my system, the computer will store this password in this format. It if there is SSA 512 enabled over my computer. So that's how my password might be saved over my computer, and it's impossible for anyone to get into that. And it's now it's in a unreadable format, and if anyone knows a hell lot of encoding, then he might be able to crack this type of a passport. So that's how it all basically work. If you go with the, let me switch to my Kali machine. So if I okay, one second. Okay, so now I am onto my Kali Linux, and I have switched to my terminal. And if I check like how the password is being saved over the computer, so let me do some echo to save and create the password file and save that. Then I am just putting it hyphen n I am putting for the password list, and then I'm giving a list of a passwords, like let's say it's 1 2 3 4 8, and then I'm adding few more digits into that, like 1 2 3. Here I'm putting that, and I need to convert this into SHA 2 some, like let me convert into SHA 256. So I'm converting into SHA-256, and then the hash.txt. So if I want to, like, it is now being saved over this file. So if I check into like what is inside the file, I will be using cat command to check it. So cat, and now this is the hash value of this particular digits, and let's assume this is a password, and if it is being saved using the SHA 250 sum, it will be saved like this. So let me use some other algorithms here. So if I use SHA 512, and now I'm not saving it in any text format, I'm directly displaying over my desktop. So if I save it in a 512 sum, then it looks like this one. So it's a far greater than the previous one that was using my 256 algorithm. So this is the main difference, like how the password is being set over your desktop and how the password is hashed. So it's a hashed like 123. This is the digits, and it's the hash value is this one. So it's impossible. Like if any attacker gets this hash value, also it's still impossible for him to crack that particular hash. So that's how it works. So during the login process, like as a user, you will be entering your password in the login form. Then the system hashes the entered. Basically, whenever you are putting any password, the first your system hashes the entered password using the same using some hashing algorithm, and then the system compares this hashes to the entered password with the stored hashes in the database. And if the hashes matches, then the login is successful, and if hashes doesn't match, then the authentication fails. So that's how it basically used. So if I go with like okay, so I hope this has okay. So let's move to what is password salting. So basically a password salt is a random value that is added to the password before hashing, and this makes each password very unique. And even if two users have the same password, still there is a difference between both the users. So that's why we use salting. And basically salting prevent us from the rainbow table attacks. And let me make it as of hard disk. Okay, so basically it prevent rainbow table attacks, and it also ensure unique hashes for the identical password, and it makes brute force attack very much harder. So that's why we use password salting. So when you let's assume like if I'm just coming back to Kali Linux. So let's there is a password like echo hyphen n, and this is the password. This is the normal key, but that's how you're a normal. But if there is any salting is being added, like there might be some random digit will be added before saving it. Let's I'm giving a time as a random. So random is being added here, and then the password will remain same, and again its hash value will be saved. So when the random word is added, like any random digit is I have just written random here, it might be some other stuffs also, and that's how it will be going. So when it save it by having any random salt value, then its encryption will be different. So if let's assume I am having this Rupankara's user on my Linux machine, and if I have some other user also on the same Linux machine with same password, then it will be difficult for the computer system to distinguish between both of them. So that's why salting is being used to discriminate both of this, and it's very much easy for the computer to distinguish between both of them, and then everyone can understood like then the computer understood like these two are the different users just because of the salting. And salting is very much important concept. So basically salting adds a random value before hashing of any password. So let's move like if there is any hash password, how a attacker can crack the hash password. So let me write. How a attacker can crack a hash password. So for that, like for doing that, like a brute force attack, a attacker can do a brute force attack, dictionary attack, or a rainbow table attack to crack all the hashes of the password. So for like he can use let me write also, brute force attack can be used to crack the hash password. Dictionary attack can also be used, dictionary attack, and then the rainbow table attacks can be used. So these are the basic attacks that can be used to crack the hash password. So these are the methods. I will be coming back to how to do all these proper stuffs in a proper defined manner. I will be coming back to that. So let's move to the point, like what is online password cracking and what is offline password cracking, online versus offline password cracking. So the main difference, like online password cracking happens in a real time against the live system, like website login pages, email server, sss server. So let's go with let's scan something, nmap -sp, and so I'm clearing the terminal, and let me ping to google.com, and here it is. So if let me copy this, and I'm just using nmap hyphen service version, and I will be pasting the IP of a Google. And if I scan this, this is just to know like what are the services and versions running over the particular server of a Google, because online password cracking happens in a real time against the live system only, like such as website login pages, email servers, ssh services. So for that you need to check for the particular services. If they are running, then it can be used. So for online services attack, so let me check for what are the services running here, then I will be discussing that. So for till that, I'm splitting my terminal horizontally. No, I will be so till that I'm splitting my terminal vertically, and let me and here I am. So if I go look with Hydra, so this is the best tool to crack the online password. So like let's assume in this example they have shown like it's a cracking, it's a FTP server password, like here is the target IP. So similar single IPs you might be putting here for the password cracking over any. Let me stop this because it might be illegal to show all of the stops here. So I'm just exiting this terminal, and let me increase this out. So that's how it works. Like basically, now in online cracking, you are cracking the online services like a live system. Like if anyone is trying to log into the Facebook, and if he have forgotten the password of a Facebook login pages, he might not be able to crack it offline. So for that purposes, he might be going with online things, and for online purposes, you will be having a specific tool, and for offline purposes, there is some other stuff. So for that, like cracking this is completely different, and for this purpose, you need to go online part. Cracking services like FTP services you can crack online, SSS server. So these services run online, and don't hammer anyone, like don't hammer any website or particular just by seeing the command, because don't hammer any particular websites HSS and all just because just by using a Hydra and all. It's a malicious stuff, so don't do that. So so online password cracking will be also done by the brute force attack, like the attacker can tries all the possible combinations to find the correct password. Then the dictionary attack, credential stuffing, phishing attacks, man in middle attacks, all these attacks can be done. So so the very basic examples of a password online password cracking is the Hydra. Like here any password list you can inject here, a p for hyphen p for a password list, a u for a user, and then like if FTP anonymous login, it is trying FTP login for that. And we are having multiple options using the Hydra, but don't try, like please don't use this for a military or a secret services organization or for any illegal purposes, because it's highly illegal to crack anyone else's password. But whatever password it is, it's illegal to crack that. So don't do that. Even export Hydra, you can export some Hydra proxies to log in on over the port 8080, and lot of stuffs you can do. So like it's impossible to take a session, because it's don't comes under the YouTube guideline to create a sessions over the Hydra. But I hope those who are learner who understood like how to change the IPs and how to look for the those particular passwords. So like if you these are the like how to do online password cracking. So like if you want to get rid of the online password cracking, first you will be implementing the account logout. So basically it means like it will be like in if you look for the Facebook, if you put a 5 to 10 time a wrong password, your account might be logged for a particular time. Even in some broken application you might have seen, if you put some wrong password for a 3 to 4 attempt, your account logged out, and then you need to contact with the administrator to solve this out. So that's how you can protect online password cracking of any system that they are using a brute force attack at any particular time. So you can implement this one also. After that, you can also implement MFA, multi-factor authentication. This can also help you, like it will be required a second factor authentication like OTP and biometric for the login process, and this can also help you to prevent online password crackings like a brute force attack and all. After that, some other steps you can take, like for monitoring the brute force attack, you can implement the rate limiting or intrusion detection system. You can implement, like you can implement IDs if you are running any particular websites, and you can also use a captcha service. That's why we see a lot of captcha services. So captcha services you can use to basically get rid of all the online password cracking. And online password cracking is very simple if you use Hydra like tools, and it's too dangerous also. So don't try to harm anyone by doing this type of attack. After that, we are having the offline password. So after that, we are having offline password cracking. So basically offline password cracking occurs after an attacker steals the password hashes from the compromised databases, and the attacker does not in this case the attacker doesn't interact with the live system. They are basically has having the hash values of the particular password, and then they will be cracking those hashes in their offline environment. Like, so for that, they will be also using dictionary attack, hybrid attacks, brute force attack by using John the Ripper and all. So they can be using, like if you look for the tools like John the Ripper, they can be using for let me clear the terminal once again, and zone hyphen h for the John the Ripper. So this particular tool anyone can use to basically crack the hash values of a password, hash value of a password in offline environment. And if anyone is willing to, like, single word list and files, you can also crack the files for like if you are having a win or rar file, or if you are having a zip file, and if you want to crack those passwords, you can also use John the Ripper for that. Like the simple command for that is like a John, and then you will be importing your word list, what word list you want to use, and then equals to, then let me use rocku.txt, that is in a user share and a word list file. So user share slash so word list, and I will be using rocku.txt. Once again, my bad, rocku.txt, and then let me name the file. Like if I am having any hashes.txt file, it will be start cracking that particular file. So that's how your this is the basic syntax for your John the Ripper. And if you are having that particular file, you can but no password hashes is being loaded because I was not having any hashes value in this particular text. So but if you are having any hash values, and if you want to get into that, this particular tool you can use. So I think it's more than enough to understand the John the Ripper, how it works. So to get rid of that, you can encrypt, you can take some few stronger encryption algorithms, right now multiple companies are using SHA 512 or they are using SHA 256. But if you look for some other strong encrypted encryptions, then you can use, like the companies can use bcrypt. Then some other algorithms like PBK DF2 and argon 2. So bcrypt, PBK, F2 and argon 2, these particular algorithms can be used. So let me check, like how these algorithms look like. So bcrypt converter, I am just using bcrypt converter to convert any hashes of her bcrypt. So let's generate the hash by, I am just generating a hash for my name Rupankar. I am generating the hash, and this is the hash value. So now you can feel like it looks more secure than even a 512 algorithm, SHA 512. So that's how it basically work. And if let me copy this hash. If I try to verify it from here, what is look for, if a bcrypt has some matches, so this okay. So this is for a matching only, but this is how you can generate your bcrypt hashes, and this how your bcrypt hashes looks like. So, and after that, like for get rid of this type of offline password cracking, you will be using any a strong password algorithm, or a strong hashing algorithm, instead of using MD5 or SHA which you want. And you can also use salting to get rid of that, like you can use salting to get rid of this password attack. Then you can encrypt the password hashes to prevent the stores of stored password hashes. So whatever hashes you are storing, try to also encrypt those particular hashes also, so that will be making it's very much difficult to crack that particular password. So let me move to some other next topic. Okay, so let's move to the point like how to calculate the number of a password. So basically, for that there are few websites also, like calculating number of a password list, number of so let me simply go with a crunch to calculate that. So I'm just using crunch, and 3 to 5, I'm just giving it the name 3 to 5 here, like first open let me open the crunch help menu to get you idea like how it works. So this is the basic help menu of a crunch. And to give idea of the password, basically here is after writing crunch, you need to give assign like be the minimum character. So let me go with the minimum character of a 4, and my maximum character is let me 4 4 is the max character also. And I am just trying to make a password list of that. So it will be of a 2 MB, and the total number of a password it will be generating is around, let me move it to upside. I'm just moving my scroller up. So if there is a 4 character long password, the combination of a 4 digit, like it will be starting with AAA, then it will be starting taking all the possible combinations like AAA, B, AA, C. So all possible combinations it will be taking. And now the password will be around 4,56,976. So this much password will come into just a 4 words of a combination. So if I go with the password list of let's assume if my list of a password is from 7, and my max character is a 7 also. So and if my minimum and max character is 7 and 7, it will be generating a hell tons of a password, like it's around 59 GB. And then it will be having a lines like this number of a password it will be generating in between if the password character is 7 digit long. So that's why it's very much hard to go with brute force attack, and it requires a lot of computer resources. So I will be coming like how much resources you require to crack any password, I will be coming back to that. But this is the total number of a password that is being generated if your password is 7 character long. Now you can also define like in your 7 character long password, it might contain some digits from 1 to 3, like all the digits it might be containing a few special characters it might contain. Then it might be containing some alphabets also. So let me put some alphabets, and now it can generate a 7 character long password with utilizing all these digits, and then the special characters, and then the alphabets, and then it will be generating a like 45 GB of a password it will be. And I'm just stopping this because I don't want to waste that much of a space. But yes, if you feel like your victim is too strong, and if you want to guess the entire password list, you can go with like where it is. Let me move back once again. I'm just using this command again here to check like how much uh, okay. So I have just stopped, like it will generate, like if I having this, but if I want to generate a 7 character long password that has the combination of all the digits, that also is having all the special characters, and then it is also having few alphabets I have put it, not the entire. So it will be having a combination of around 45 GB. So if you are doing a brute force attack using the 45 GBs of a, so you can understand how much resources it might be taking. And the entire number of a password combination might be this. So it's too long to crack into any password. But yes, if the server is not that much capable, even after login that much of a password into any particular server, the server might better also get down because their logs might be fulfilled. So but these combinations exist, and these are being used to do attacks over multiple systems. But for my even my system is not that much capable of doing all these stuffs. But in your case, if you are having, you can utilize this for cracking, and that's how your total number of password combinations work. So you can try like after the class, after watching this video, you can try to make your own combinations. You can do some modifications. You can also not take some words. Like if you feel that might not be the part of a password, you can skip those particular words, and then you will be going, and that's how your password combinations and all work. After that, we are having some other. Let's move to some next topic, like uh, which is the best time to use password brute force attack. Like you have to select your timing, like when to use brute force. So if the password policies are weak, like if there is a no need of that much special characters, like then you can use, like if there is a weak policy password policies, then you can use, like when other attackers when all of your attacks fails, then you can use this. Like you can also use a brute force attack. Like if you have copied the hash values, then you can use a brute force attack at your offline environment, so you will not be caught at a particular time, and there is no restrictions over the system. So at that time you can use brute force attack. And even for testing the system security in a ethical hacking, brute force attack can be done. So these are the situations. Like if you are having the hash value, then only do brute force attack, and in most of cases you will be having that. So for that, the brute force attack will be so the next topic is how to crack the password faster. So in this, we are having two sets of a computer. One contains CPU versus GPU. We will be just first taking look at there, and then I will be also coming to few clusters and all. So first is like what is the main difference between the CPU. So basically, whenever whatever cracking if I am doing here, like let's assume if I am having, if you 45 GB of list of a password, then by using CPU, this attack might be very much slow. Like CPU based password cracking is very much slow, but if you go with the GPU based cracking, it's much faster. And in between that, we are having some other stuffs, like there are few cluster based like cloud computing based cracking, or let me just write cluster here. So cluster based password cracking I can also use. Like it's based for a large scale of attack. If anyone is trying to execute, then he must be doing cluster based password cracking. So like when you look for the CPUs, they are let me go with the CPU versus GPU. So when you go with the CPU, CPU is basically a central processing unit, and a GPU is a graphical processing unit. So CPU is a standard processor for any computer, and it is optimized for a complex calculation, but it processes fewer parallel tasks compared to the GPUs. Like it is best for the series level of calculations, but in a password cracking, we require a parallel process parallel tasks at a single time. So that's why CPU cracking is very slow, because CPU can only process few password hashes at a single time, and they are basically the CPUs is designed for the general computing task, not for the password cracking. And the CPU based cracking is only useful for the short or a weak password. But if the password length is a large, like if what if the length is around let me go with if what if the password length is here, the minimum length is a 16 digit 17 digit, and the maximum length is also, let's go with the 17 digit. So how much combination it will be creating. So here it might be of a 1 TB, and here you might be hearing like it's a hell lot. But what if anyone is using clusters to crack any passwords? So in that cases, it might take few microseconds to crack those password, even utilize this terabytes of a data. And this much password combination can be generated here. So to load these types of passwords, and to load these types of a password, at least CPU is not that much capable. So to crack these types of a password, you must need to some GPU, some powerful GPUs like NVIDIA GPUs, or you need to go with some cluster computing. So basically, when you are cracking any password algorithm like MD5, the CPU, let me go with the best CPU that is available, like CPU i9, like this is the best right now. So if I go with the i9, let me i9 processor, I am just going with i9. So this is the best, I think, right now in a CPU. So if you crack MD5 with i9 processor, it might have a 100 megahertz per second. But if you go with GPUs like NVIDIA RTX 3090, NVIDIA RTX 3090. If I go with this particular GPU, it's a very fast. Like in case of CPU, it will be giving me a speed of 100 megahertz per second. But if I go with the NVIDIA GPUs, it is giving us the speed of a 16 gigahertz per second. And just for a MD5, and MD5 is the weakest. And if you go with the Bcrypt or SHA 256, the CPU speed goes very down. Like drastically, it comes down to 10 megahertz for SHA 256. But if you go with a GPU, the speed is being maintained to little bit, and it is around 3 gigahertz per second. So this is the main difference between cracking with CPUs and the GPUs. And the GPUs are much powerful. But if you look for the computer cluster, a computer cluster is a network of multiple computers. And if you look for the GPUs, you need to buy this particular devices. They cost a lot. Like in like they are of at least they are costing, how much they are costing, around let me go with around 1.5 lakhs, and around it is costing at least 2000 USD for any particular GPUs. But if you go with a cloud computing, you can host your cluster over AWS, or you can host your clusters over the GCP, and they will be a great deal. Like if you host your clusters over the GCP, like on a Google Cloud Platform, and or a AWS Cloud Platform, if you have hosted your clusters, and then you can take unlimited number of GPUs over them, and then they will be costing a little less if you are doing and if you are taking help of a computer cluster. So basically, computer clusters are super fast, GPUs are fast, and CPUs are just slow, but CPUs are also cheap. And for a small attack and testing purposes, you can use CPUs. For a large attack, you can either go with a cluster or a computer, or a GPU will be fine for that. So like NSA or a large hacking group uses sometimes supercomputer for password hacking also, and sometimes hacker rents clouds like a GPUs, AWS, cloud, Google Cloud for a large scale of attack. So this is the main difference in between that. So that's all for today. I will be taking a next session regarding password cracking soon, and there I will be discussing few more stuffs regarding the password cracking and few deep insights of a password cracking.